Hello everyone, eBomb113 here with another video. So this is my little, like a little showcase, not only for my corporate security Cyclops that I got in one of my hauls a while back. It's also kind of like a tips and tricks. So I know a lot of common complaints about these Cyclopses is they're very posable and they're very cool, but they don't have much play value because of how easily they fall apart. If you all watch like Jang Bricks, he has a video he doesn't even try, just while he's trying to readjust it, it falls apart. So just a few things, I thought I'd just share a few things that I typically do with a Cyclops. They probably are frowned upon by builders and definitely by what the Lego movie probably preaches about how gluing your sets are bad. But usually what I do is for the parts that I'll get into this, but just for my little introduction, I'm just going to go over a few tips and tricks. Helps make it a little bit more sturdy, and but like I said, they're probably practices that are probably frowned upon by most builders. So for like the parts that come off real easily, you can use crazy glue. Well, here, crazy glue. So all you have to do is get a packet of looks like that. This one's getting a little old on me. But just get some crazy glue from your local Walmart or store. And I won't do it here because I don't want to get the glue on my desk. But you can use like small amounts and put like either on the stud or around it. Just a little bit. You don't need a huge glob. And then typically that should keep it in place. But try your best not to get it around these joints. So like try to do it on the side here if you do use glue. And then that way it'll stick. Just for the purposes of this video, I kept this one unglued for the time being. And it's a lot more tedious to do it on video. But then you just leave it on there, let it sit. Like I said, try to make sure that you try not to get it in those joints. And you can do that for pretty much all the pieces. Mega did fix it, or design it. Here, I'll show you a little better here. On the arm, before it was just a single side. It was like 2x1 on top, 2x2 on the side, and it was just one, and it was really easy for it to pop off. But through their reconstruction, they include two smaller pieces. So show you here. So these are two smaller pieces. If I can, there we go. So there's two of these, one on bottom with with a stud on each, or two studs on each side. So they fixed that problem up with the shoulder joint, but the rest of the armor still suffers from the easily being knocked off. But so you can use that gluing option that I offered, and then with the joints, I don't know if you all have noticed how easily I've been. Here, I'll put this back on the tripod so y'all can see it a little better. I'll have to. So for these joints, I know a lot of common complaints is if you do it the wrong way, it just snaps right off. But typically, you pretty much have to. Okay, so if you have it from here and you try to move it, that's when it pops off. But if you get it closer to the body, it typically stays. But that's also because I've also modified these a little bit. And by modify, I mean weaken. So let that focus there. So I think this is the main problem with a lot of these sets is the pieces are still good, but they're almost too good. It's not wanting to adjust. There we go. So what you typically have to do is, there's so much friction in there that it stops. So therefore, all of your pressure goes on that clip, and that's where it comes off so easily. So what you pretty much have to do is this little part where it squeezes together to fit into the mold and then snaps back to stay in the cylindrical part. So what you have to do is you have to weaken that. So you can either take your fingers, weaken it. You can take two hard dot, like take some pliers or pincers. Do it. You can use your teeth. Probably wouldn't recommend that just for, dental reasons. But you can weaken, that plastic piece so much that it doesn't create so much stiffness. So that's how I was able to get it to move a little bit easier than what it typically would. So, like I said, a lot of techniques that are probably frowned upon by most builders, but I mean, hey, it works. I mean, it still fits in there, doesn't come out. You see how easy I'm letting it move. And most of the time, like with Jang, it just popped right off. But so you can either glue those bits of armor. Obviously, you can't take it apart. I mean, you can probably with some force and some like scalpels, I'm sure, or some kind of. Okay, that's still a problem. Again, glue if you want it. But like I said, you don't have to glue them. You don't have to weaken your parts. It's just, some things I've offered or things I've found out just by experimenting with them. So, like I said, probably not the most rudimentary of ideas, but I mean, they work. And like I said, you can experiment on your own, see what you all think. But just a few tips and tricks I've picked up with the Cyclops assortment over the years. Or over the past few incarnations. I'm not too sure if they'll make any more of these. I also traded out the missile launcher. I figure it's a security Cyclops, so I don't know if a missile launcher would be too good. So made it like a grenade launcher, so it can shoot like smoke grenades or crowd denial, weaponry, instead of just outright killing them. Just kind of, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, so tips and tricks for your Cyclops. Not too sure if they'll make any more after this one, because I barely found this one. I found it by chance in a random Walmart in Ohio. I was just passing through. But if y'all have any more ideas for like what they might make, I'd be happy to hear about them in the comments below. Tell me what y'all think about these tips and tricks. If you like them, if you didn't like them, just let me know one way or another. Thanks for watching.